Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Little Hands 91, and I'm back with the first episode of the ADD Field Rambling. Now, if you're wondering, I'm sure some of you who watch my stream regularly, which isn't many, but I got about five regulars that come around pretty frequently. Generally, I just play video games and don't really do too much else, right? But this time around, I'm actually going to be talking about some things that interest me, some things over the internet that have just kind of blown my mind. And none of this is heavily researched, so, take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to change people's minds or influence anybody in any way to make them think differently, but I am trying to... Oh, I just got a donation. Thank you, good sir. Oh, it's Freya. Look at that. Thanks for the boobs. But yeah... Freya, long time no see. What have you been up to? You've been playing some Call of Duty recently? Anyways. So, yeah, so like I said, my normal shtick, right, is just playing video games. But the one bad thing about playing video games is that it usually takes up all my attention. And I like it that way. Actually, that's not a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing. Oh, God, another ice cream truck. Oh, my God. Too much ice cream. Thank you, though. Very much appreciated. How about a Ninjaghini? Can I get one of those? Just kidding. I am streaming this, so obviously this is gonna... I'll get donations as I talk about this stuff. This will also be going on my YouTube channel as well. I got clarified. God damn it, Freya. I love you, honey, but... about to pile drive you. No, just kidding. We gotta play some games as well. I hope you know that. We haven't played Call of Duty in a while. But... Oh, there we go. That's more like it. That's what I like to see. This is a non-PC talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. My ADD will take us on a journey to all sorts of different wonderful places, and who knows where that's going to be? I have no idea. I have zero idea. And I'm going to attempt to do this while playing video games. If I can actually get the fuck out of here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I think I covered what the rambling is. It's an ADD field journey through the mind of me, talking about random shit. Sounds like a fun time. So let's talk about this ProJared, right? I'm sure many people have already heard about ProJared. Some people may have seen ProJared, parts of ProJared they never wanted to see. I know I haven't been blessed with that. I got lucky. I must be the only one who hasn't seen this dude's dong. Fantastic, right? But apparently this dude announced on Twitter that he was going to break up with his wife, that he was going to divorce his wife, right? And he does this, to me, if you're going to divorce anybody, keep it out of the public eye, let's not put it on Twitter or Facebook. It's not a good idea. Gotta do the ice cream dance. Can't just be getting these ice creams for free, right? Gotta give you something back. But, yeah, he doesn't, this whole idea, it's just really crazy because his wife, apparently, he had his wife blocked on Twitter. So she had no idea when he announces me and Heidi are mutually getting divorced, like they both came to that decision, and she has no idea. And then she comes out and she goes hardcore, balls to the wall. She's like, he's been cheating on me with this girl, who's another cosplayer named, Holly something? Thank you. Much appreciated. You're always my favorite person. Just, you're never here. But much hugs. Have you been streaming recently? Anyways. Back to this is about as ADD as it gets. There's no organization to this whatsoever. So yeah, this dude is just like, so she just unleashes hell. She tells about this crazy shit that he's been into by apparently cheating on her with ProJared. So ProJared's apparently sleeping with his supposed friend instead of his wife. And then the other thing that came out was that he was apparently soliciting nudes, and many of them were likely from minors, which we don't know if that's actually true or not. But, you know, either way, it's out there, right? That information is fucking out there. And the thing is, I'm not here to trash on ProJared. I don't know this guy. Hell, this dude might actually be a pretty decent dude for all I know. Because, I mean, everybody has fucking problems, right? Everybody fucks up at some point. Now, soliciting child pornography, child nudes, that's fucked up. If that's true, son, you deserve everything you're getting. Well, actually, I would say that you probably deserve everything you're getting anyways, because you announced your divorce on the fucking internet. That's the dumbest shit. What the hell did you just say to me? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You shouldn't have done that. Stupid person. Anyways. Continuing on. But like, the entire internet has taken to hating this guy. Just, everybody can't stand him. So, first of all, a divorce is probably really painful. I hear it's one of the most painful and terrible things that anybody has to go through, because it takes so long just to get separated from the other person. Did you like all those hand movements? And so you're trying to get freedom, autonomy from this other person that you're stuck with. And then the whole time that ProJared is going to be doing this, he has to live with the fact that millions of people all over the planet fucking hate him now and think he's some sort of a pedophile, weirdo loser, you know. And I don't know, it's, you know, if those rumors about him soliciting child pornography isn't true, then I think that, you know, that's just kind of sad that that guy will never be able to clear his name. You know, everybody will think that about him for the rest of his life. But on the other hand, if he did it, he kind of deserves worse. You know, I think jail time is in order, but that probably will never happen. I think it's at a point now where that will never happen, right? So that was an extremely disorganized way of describing. Oh, did you see that? I just bashed that bitch in the face, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. It's just like, poof. Anyways, oh, perfect music for this too. This really is the ADD fueled rambling. Oh, hey, what's up, girl? So anyways, what's up on the next? What's up on the next? How long have we been recording, by the way? We've been 13 minutes. 13 minutes on 2 topics. That's not too bad. So we are going to move on to the Black Warrior. So this is actually really cool. This is, instead of talking about YouTube drama, this was something that really caught my interest. I saw a CNN article, which I will bring up here. Let me go ahead and do that. CNN. And I know what you're thinking. It's hard to trust CNN. It's true. I don't know if I trust them either. But on this, you know, on non-political shit, okay, I might listen to what you have to say. So right here, there was actually this African-American samurai, right? And I had heard of the, Irish samurai, right? Like, there was a game made about this dude called Neo, and I think this black samurai is actually in it. But I think he's like made to be seen as more of a supernatural entity, because that's how the Japanese saw this guy. It's really interesting. So apparently this dude was a retainer for Oda Nobunaga, who was killed by Mitsubishi Hide Mitsubishi? Yeah. So anyway, he wasn't killed by him, but he was forced to commit seppuku. But anyways, this dude was one of his retainers, and he was in the battle where Oda Nobunaga had been captured, and no one really seems to know what happened to this dude. But Oda Nobunaga actually thought this guy was like a god, like some sort of like supernatural entity, and that he brought strength and all this other stuff. And that's because Africans compared to Japanese people are insanely tall. Like that, and then they had never seen the color of skin. Like they said that his skin color was that of coal. So, and I can attest, when I was in Japan, there was a basketball player by the name of James. He came from Kenya, I believe. But this dude, you could see him a mile away, like, because he was like 7 foot tall, and all the Japanese people probably weren't no taller than I was. So yeah, I'm midget sized. I'm normal sized over in Japan. James, on the other hand, he was like a towering dude, just fucking huge. This guy. And I remember, I don't know if I should tell this part, but I'm going to tell it anyways. He'd always show me pictures of or videos of him sitting in a Love Hotel room, being like, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, she's in the bathroom, you know, taking a shit or something." He didn't say take a shit, but I'm adding that part in. That's my part of the story. You know, I just made this video real quick, which I don't know. I'm pretty sure that dude was getting all that punani that he was talking to. He was definitely hitting up them ladies, because he was a rarity over there, right? And all the girls, they love those tall guys, right? No, you come back here. You too. There we go. Okay, so anyways, but I thought this was awesome, and what's really cool about this is Japan is actually making a movie about him. And it's starring the dude that played in the Black Panther. Is that right, Black Panther? Yeah, Black Panther. What's this dude's name? Charles Boseman. Boseman? That guy's going to play this dude, and I think that's such a cool thing, because Japan is largely known as a homogenous country, like, and xenophobic. Like, this country thinks, you know, this country's Japanese for Japanese, you know, by Japanese for Japanese, and to have this guy, oh, it's a fucking ghost, to have this re-examination of, like, Japanese history with, you know, with certain diversities, such as the Irish samurai and then the black samurai, I think is really showing a lot of good changes in Japan. It's definitely slow, you know, but it's happening. And as someone who loves Japan and looks forward to spending the rest of my life there, yeah, I'm really happy to see this. Now, before we go, let me go ahead and close off the internet here. Bam. And let me get back to this before I die. Oh god. Heal. I don't even know why I'm fighting these motherfuckers, dude. I was just mind my biz, reporting, talking about whatever the hell I want. Now, I know this is super mishmashed together. I know it's weird, but man, this is my thing, you know? And I really like talking about random shit, and I never shut up, and I feel like I want to get better at doing something like this. Sorry if this first episode kind of sucks, but we're going to try it, you know? God damn it, my nose is tickling like crazy. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude, what the hell is with this group? Are these guys supposed to be super hard? Yeah, they're like fucking rares. Well, see if I back down because of that. Jesus Christ. I'll have to put like a skip point in the YouTube video. Oh, okay, good. Because I don't think I can fuck with her much longer. Okay, next story. Where are we at? 20 minutes? Thank goodness, making good time. Oh, okay, so, moving on to some more internet drama. I swear to God. Fucking nose is tickling like crazy. What the hell is that? It's like, perfect first episode. Definitely. So, before we continue further, let me get back to where I can see D live. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Am I Super Saiyan? I feel like I am a Super Saiyan. Anyways, so back to what I was going to talk about. So, two different type of crazy SmackDowns happened this over the past week. One with Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan and Adam Conover. Adam Conover's that dude that he stars in the Adam Ruins Everything bullshit, and he's always like ruining everything. He's like, he makes these arguments, and it's basically like, I think when I was a kid I was really convinced because I was stupid. I didn't have like reasoning powers. I wasn't like I don't know about that. It was like, it's on the internet, it's gotta be true. Anyways, this dude has this super liberal bias, and which I'm for neither side, but I'm not going to be for the conservatives and or for the liberals. I kind of like to think, for myself on these issues. But this dude, he obviously has some really strong biases that I think could that have never really been challenged. So if you go and watch all his videos, it's all just him spouting these arguments, but no one ever can challenge him directly because, he doesn't do these debates. But on Joe Rogan's show, the Joe Rogan show, he gets on there. Where the fuck and how the fuck do I get out of here? Am I just stuck on this cliff? Oh, Jesus. Anyways, back to the ADD fueled shit. I'm actually really enjoying this. I don't know. This is fun. Anyways, back to it. So he Joe Rogan and him start talking about transgenderism, and of course Joe Rogan has historically been like, hey, if you want to be transgender, that's perfectly fine. He's against the idea of allowing kids to be pumped full of hormones, which, makes sense, because, if you're pumping kids full of hormones at a young age, it really affects the body and development of the body, and it can really mess you up. Plus, you're really young. His argument is you're really young at that age. You don't really know who you are. You don't know who you want to be. You might get older and find that, you can always decide to do that when you get older. But as a kid, if that's forced upon you, or you do that as a kid, there's no turning back from that. Look at this creepy motherfucker. He's crawling around that girl on Facebook. We'll go look that up later. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's some crazy shit. She's just like running around on all fours like a dog. Anyways, so back onto the other topic. Adam Conover thinks that basically, if a man were to get what was to become a transgender woman, he should be able to compete, or she should be able to compete with other women. And I think the reason Joe Rogan is against that is because he's into martial arts. He understands that. Why the fuck is everything fucking me up? I think it's more funny to listen to me talk about this stuff and just get my ass kicked. God damn it. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be what I'm doing from now on. I like this. Anyways, so he knows about, what it's like to fight. And he understands the concept of combat and stuff like that, kind of the limitations of a woman's body versus a man's body. And basically what he's saying is, if you take a man and you you take a man and you pump him full, he's got testosterone his entire life, he's developed because of testosterone, and then he gets a sex change, and then you allow him to compete with women, he's going to demolish those women. The odds are he's going to really do some probably really dangerous damage to those women. And Adam Conover could not listen to any of Joe Rogan's points, and he just would not accept anything Joe Rogan was saying, and it was just really crazy because it sounded like Joe Rogan had such a solid, logical way of thinking, and this Adam guy was just purposely trying to, disagree with him and just seem intelligent and intellectual and edgy. And it's like, dude, look, we get it. You're for transgenders. So am I. I've got transgender friends, but it's like, that doesn't mean that they necessarily need to be. So, like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's so stupid. It seems so obvious to me that you can't just have, just because they're, oh my god, I can't even articulate it. It's so ridiculous. And I'm gonna get in this fight. I'm gonna kick the shit out of these guys, and then I'm gonna readjust and attack this issue. It's more challenging, actually, now that I think about it. It's like playing this game and talking about this shit. I never would have thought how hard it is for me to talk about something and play a video game. And this music is jamming. I don't give a shit. If people don't like old school game music, go fuck yourself. Okay, so back to it. Man, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, I really do have ADD. This is more like a comedy, I think, than it is anything. It's fucking awesome. Anyways, so in my mind, it's like, look, okay, so I'm all down for people getting, whatever surgery they want to be who they want. If it makes you feel more comfortable to be transgender, fuck. Sorry, it's gonna be shut down in 15 minutes. I gotta finish this quest quick. If it makes you more comfortable that way, then fine, go for it. By all means, rock and roll. Le Mega Sava. Oh, sorry.
This is definitely the epicenter of the magic I felt.
Am I ever gonna get off this topic? I don't know if I can.
There's still power clinging to this altar.
In my mind, it's like I've said this like 8 times. It's Japanese. Mindena. Oh, damn it! I can read Japanese. Fuck yeah. Oh, I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna do this show every week. So in my mind, bear with me. In my mind, if you are gonna sit there and be like, if you're gonna be accepting of transgenderism, that's fine. But we all know that pumping your body full of foreign hormones does damage to the body. And, I mean, even transgenders will admit that. I mean, there's nothing about admitting it. It just is. I had a friend of mine, I remember he was like, I'm bleeding profusely. And I was like, what? Do I need to take you to the hospital? He's like, I don't know. And I remember that day that he did that, because he was having all sorts of weird problems because of these foreign hormones and all this other stuff. So anyways, it's fine to be accepting of other people even though they're doing something strange and different. Definitely something I never thought I would witness as a kid, when I was a kid. But to sit there and act like there's no downside and that they should be doing everything. If you want to set up a transgender league, and have transgender males versus, or a man that turned into a woman and another man that turned into a woman, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But if you're going to have, like, a man versus a woman, someone who was a man who became a woman fight another woman, that just doesn't sound smart. It just sounds like a recipe for disaster. Someone's gonna get fucked, and not in the good way. And, we don't want that. Man, that was a mind fuck. That was so hard to get through. And I know most people heard that and they were like, this guy's ignorant as fuck. And you're probably right. Now, moving on to the other slap down. So Joe Rogan slapped that dude down. He was like, he just kept pressing him. And this dude just looked like a fucking moron the whole show. Then Ben Shapiro versus Andrew Neil. And I love this one the most. I really did. Because I don't like Ben Shapiro. I think he's the right now he's the right-wing golden boy. He's the only young guy on the right that anybody actually fucking likes. What am I supposed to do? Oh, okay. I don't even know what I'm doing. So yeah, he gets on BBC, talks to this guy Andrew Neil, and they're talking about, like, Andrew Neil is doing what a reporter should do and is asking questions to, I mean, relatively just simple questions to Ben Shapiro that he wants answered, and Ben Shapiro quickly turns into the biggest snowflake and starts melting down on him. Something that the right always accuses the left of. Oh, you're a bunch of snowflake liberals. Well, Ben Shapiro turns into one of the biggest snowflakes I've ever seen. What the fuck am I doing? This is freaking me out. Dude, I just whip out the sword and start smacking stuff. I'm hitting E.
Any luck with those wards?
No.
Just
This music's perfect for it, too. God damn it. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Reverse attunement? What does that mean? Scone? I don't even know what I'm doing. Can I just stand here and do it? Oh, something happened. Something changed. Oh god, I got 10 minutes. Come on now. Come on now. Hold on, guys. I really gotta get through this. I cannot do this mission over again. Okay. Okay, so is there, like, I guess there's an order. We know it's that one. Uh-huh. Fuck! I mean, it's not really the hardest puzzle in the world. Just trial and error. Alright, so yeah.
that was
Anyways.
dramatic.
So yeah, he gets on there.
Freaks of that monster
Acts like a
yell.
mentally...
I'll hold
Okay,
you.
well,
Go.
let me slow down. Because I'm definitely sounding like an ignorant bastard. And I might be.
Tingling to my soul.
Most likely. Most likely I am. And I don't know who would watch this madness. You would have to be crazy to watch this and enjoy this.
I
Oh,
won't let you ruin
you were gonna die.
Feed your
Oh, you see
corpse
that?
to the insatiable.
But he gets on there, and one of the first things that happens is Andrew Neil says, calls the idea of making a law against abortion that someone can, that basically someone in Georgia, I guess, by a bill that could be passed, someone in Georgia could be put in jail for 6 weeks if they get an abortion or something like that. And he said it would be sending someone back to, it's like going back in the Dark Ages. And Ben Shapiro like hones in on that, and he's like, you're obviously a liberal, you know, why don't you just admit you're a liberal? And Andrew Neil is literally a conservative.
I'm all right.
And he's like, Andrew Neil literally laughs and he goes, Mr. Shapiro, if you knew how ridiculous that was, you wouldn't have said it. And I mean, it was really, really weird, and it's really a signifying. It signifies the problems with this country, is because we can't even have a conversation or differences without getting this honing in on something and then trying to hammer the other side about it. And it was funny because the reason Andrew Neil was asking him many of these questions in the first place was because Ben Shapiro writes this book that says that anger is a problem in America and we need to do better. We need to stop being so angry with each other.
Thanks for stopping that Daedra-loving Luna from sucking up
Yes,
my-
yes, yes. I usually read this stuff,
Looks like
but
someone got bitten by that. Now that the immediate
bye.
danger's passed.
Anyways, so he's like, this book makes the claim that political discourse in America has too much anger in it, and we need to do better by taking the anger out of it. But what was funny is Andrew Neil just keeps hammering with these questions, and Ben Shapiro's just getting madder and madder and madder. And then he's like, "I'm more popular than you." He's like, "I'm popular and I haven't even heard of you." This is one of the statements he makes to Andrew Neil, which, I mean, Andrew Neil is pretty famous. This dude, I mean, I'm sure in England everybody knows who Andrew Neil is. But Ben Shapiro, he fucking... he's like, we're done with this conversation. And then Andrew Neil was like, "Thank you, Mr. Shapiro, for showing that anger is not a part of political discourse in America." And then it was just the perfect ending. It was like the 1-2 jab uppercut to end that conversation. Really beautiful, really beautiful. Well, quest complete. Where are we moving on to next? I think we should probably get off this game real quick and move to a different game. Because, we're about to run out of time, eh? Oh, man. What a wonderful day. I hope I'm holding somebody's attention out there, because I know I'm not holding my own attention. And if you have an ADD like I do, you probably lost attention a long time ago. Anyways. God damn. Let me see what's happening. So next we move on. Oh, dude, I saw this article, right? This is crazy stuff right here. Let's go ahead and move to that. And while we're moving to that, I'm going to go ahead and start up another game. Because I think there's an update coming out on Elder Scrolls, and I'm not sure, but I think it's going to enable us to be the Necromancer. Which is tight. I'm totally down for that. But for right now, we'll play this goddamn Conan game. Now I'm gonna have to move this. Is it gonna spawn over here? I mean, is it gonna spawn? Is the game gonna show up over here? I don't think it will. This music's killer, eh? Anyway, so scientists created bacteria with a synthetic genome. Is this artificial life? They ask. Let's find out. Scientists have created... Oh, shit. Let me move. Oh, man. Got that Kirby theme song. Hell yeah, dude. Scientists have created a living organism whose DNA is entirely human-made. Perhaps a new form of life, experts said, and a milestone in the field of synthetic biology. So, I didn't even know synthetic biology was a thing. Let me just say that. I didn't know that was a thing. So, thank you for teaching me that. Alright, so let's grab this. Alright. Again, I know this is the most disorganized piece of shit in the world, but god damn it. We're gonna make it through this first episode. I don't care. Anyways. So, researchers at the Medical Research Council Laboratory of Molecular Biology in Britain reported on Wednesday that they had rewritten the DNA of a bacteria I can't pronounce that. Let's just call it E. coli, right? Fashioning a synthetic genome 4 times larger and far more complex than any previously created. So they're literally creating synthetic life. I mean, that's what bacteria is. Bacteria is a living thing. So I would say that yes, they are probably creating some form of synthetic life this way. So let's go ahead and continue reading. The bacteria are alive, though unusually shaped and reproducing slowly, but their cells operate according to a new set of biological rules, producing familiar proteins with a reconstructed genetic code. The achievement one day may lead to organisms that produce novel medicines or other valuable molecules as living factories. These synthetic bacteria also may offer clues as to how the genetic code arose in the early history of life. That's fucking nuts, dude. It's a landmark, because that's like a huge mystery, right? We just don't understand how life just came together I mean, we have like ideas, of course, but this would really piece together a lot of the clues. It's a landmark, said Tom Ellis, director of the Center of Synthetic Biology at Imperial College London, who was not involved in the new study. No one's done anything like it in terms of size, in terms of number of changes before. Each gene is a living genome, is detailed in the alphabet of 4 bases. Molecules called adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, often described only by their first letters, A, T, G, C. A gene may be made up of thousands of bases. Whew, that is fucking nuts. That's a lot of reading. And I want to get back to the video game. Because I have ADD. Oh yeah, I remember I died when I first started. This is my character, Jesus Christ. Literally, his name's Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I better take the internet down. Get back to the gaming. This game's got really good graphics. I like it. Really beautiful. Anyways, continue on. So, that's a pretty cool story, right? Anyways, next thing is cats and brain matter. Let me tell you a story. Maybe I should just tell stories instead of talking about scientific bullshit. But like I said, this stuff is all meant to be taken with a grain of salt. I don't know jack shit. I'm not smart. But I like talking about things, so there you go. So I was being told by an individual who happens to be a animal control officer in the county. Well, let's leave the county out of this. Well, I'm pretty sure if you know who I am, you probably actually know who this guy is. But I probably shouldn't say names because this is a pretty dark, gruesome little story. So I was sitting down and I was talking to this person, and this person told me, "Man, I had a crazy week." And I was like, "Oh, why? Why is that?" And he was like, "Well, so apparently there's this lady, and she was so fat that they couldn't get her out of the trailer." And I was like, "What do you mean?" This is how he started the story. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, she killed herself. Like, she took a shotgun and was like, blah, kills herself, right?" And they call him, and he has to come in and get the cats. And he's just running around all the, the splatter mess, trying to catch these cats. And that shit sounds crazy to me. I don't think I could do that. But he was like, I don't know, it didn't bother me too much. And how desensitized are we as Americans that doesn't bother you, man? That's so crazy. Alright, we got my stone. Yeah, I gotta get me a place. Oh, Jesus. What the hell was that? Oh, God. I'll beat you up. Oh, dude, I'm actually succeeding. Yeah, boy. I mean, I'm almost dead, but okay. Anyways, I might actually make a new character here in a minute. I just kind of wanted to get through this news thing. It's not even a news thing. What am I calling this? It's ADD-fueled rambling. That's what this is. Stupid people. Let's talk about stupid people. Here's one right here. But the first time I ever met someone that I thought, my God, this person can't be that stupid. It was a friend of mine who had a girlfriend. And he really liked her because she was allowing him to have threesomes with another girl. And they ended up breaking up. Or no, they broke up for a little while and then they got back together. They had a baby. And then they broke up. And then the mama accused him of being, of sexually abusing their son, which didn't happen. That came out later, that it never happened. And then he got back together with her. It's really weird. That was the first time I remember thinking, no one's that stupid. And then I had this roommate who, I mean, this kid was out there, and I wouldn't say he's stupid. He's not stupid, but I did say it to him a couple times that no one can be this stupid. I remember saying that specifically. Kind of an asshole. I'm an asshole. And he was such a good kid. He's such a nice guy. Still friends to this day. He says to me, you know, I just had an idea. I could totally do this stuff not live. Like, I could do the talking pre-recorded and then play the game. That's what I'm going to do in the future. That way it's not as crazy, right? Anyways, I remember that. I remember it so well. And what's so funny about it is, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, okay, so back I remember it so well. What am I talking about? So this kid, I remember there was this dirty spoon. And he literally looks at this dirty spoon and acknowledges it is in fact a dirty spoon. He says it just like this, dirty spoon. And then he sticks it right in my coconut oil. And I'm like, Zach. I said his name, shit. I love you, buddy. Did you literally just look at that spoon, acknowledge that it was in fact dirty, and then stick it in my coconut oil? And he's like, just laughing. Oh god, it's like getting my anxiety up just thinking about it. And then this other time, he has this knife. He cut the dead skin off his foot. He cut my butter with the exact same knife. And then he's like, oh, it's not the exact same blade as the other blade. Because it had this one of those dumbass knives that had multiple blades. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That blade is like not even a centimeter away from your cheesy toe-cutting knife. Crazy fuck. I love that kid. It's a good kid. See, it's so much easier for me to talk when I'm not playing video games. Huh. This gives me an idea. So anyways. He's a good kid. But back to it. But the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met. The dumbest, I mean, I literally can't believe this human being exists. I was working with this person, and this person says to me that the Civil War didn't happen, didn't have anything to do with slavery. It was about taxes. And then he says right after that, it was about this and that. That's not an argument. It's not a fucking argument. It's about this and that. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, every war is about this and that. What does that mean? It's fucking pissing me off. And then the thing is, if you think that the Civil War didn't have to do with slavery, that's fine. But I want to hear a coherent argument. And you better be ready for me to argue with you back, because I'm going to, because I have an argument, because I can be like, what about the Kansas-Nebraska Act? What about the 3/5 compromise? What about all the other compromises we made to keep slavery limited to certain areas of the United States rather than moving into others in order to prevent a civil war? You know, I mean, we literally did those things because we were trying to prevent the Civil War from happening earlier, and every time we successfully compromised, we were like, oh, we did it, we avoided the Civil War, and then finally, eventually, we didn't, and the Civil War happened, you know, so it just blows my mind. Like, to me, that spells it out, perfect as can be, you know. It's in the history. It's not just something someone did. It's historically what happened, right? Anyways. Am I making any sense here? Probably fucking not. That kid is dumb. Humble pie. What the hell did I mean by that? So, but this is the thing. I'm dumb. Let me eat a piece of humble pie. That's what that meant. That reminded me. I'm dumb. When I was 19 years old, I acknowledge I'm probably one of the dumbest motherfuckers in the world that, you know, I don't know anything. And that acknowledgement helped me learn so much. I embarked on the greatest adventures of my life. I went to college, I lived in Japan for a year, you know, learned all these different languages, met all these different people, did all these things I never would have done had I not done that. And see, the problem isn't being stupid. The problem is being stupid and not being able to acknowledge and admit that you're stupid. Because if you can admit you're stupid, you can definitely learn. You know, I'm not going to say you'll ever be smart. I haven't made it to smart status. But you can be smarter than you already are. And I think if we'd all eat some humble pie, you know, things would go a lot better in this world. There wouldn't be so many wars. We wouldn't be shooting so many people. Wouldn't be so many sites that are like, hey, you know, what do you call it? Body positivity. Look, just admit you're fat. Move on, dude. It's no big deal. I was fat. I still am kind of fat. I mean, I got some chunk. I like to say that's just one big muscle in the middle of my stomach, but no, it's actually fat. I hope I didn't trick anybody. But basically, in my mind, just accept yourself for who you are, and as long as you're cool with yourself, who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? This is the thing I don't understand about all these people. You know, if you're dumb, accept you're dumb. Don't worry about what other people think, because they're probably dumb too. You know? I literally had a fat dude tell me I was fat the other day. I can't believe that. I mean, this dude is like 5 times the man I am. Blows my mind he called me fat. I'm like, son, I am fat, but sir, you have me beat 5-fold. Oh yeah, so, in conclusion, this is the end. I'm done. I've finished this first video, and I promise from here on out, be a little bit more organized, right? That's what I plan on. We'll see how that goes, right? Basically, I have ADD. I have ADHD. And what my strengths are is talking, and being interesting, and being weird and spontaneous. My weakness, however, is being organized. So this show will never be organized. It will never be organized. It might be coherent. If I do it the way I mean, look, I can talk so much better right now, but if I play a game while I'm talking, I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, right? I think we're going to have to give it a shot. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to record myself talking, and then I'm going to play the game. And I'll be playing the games live, because that's my deal. That's my shindig. Guys, I love all of you. I'm going to give you a big old smooch. And I hope you all have a great day. Adios, amigos.